Hi, this is the first of multiple videos that we're going to do. We're going to go through the lesson. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to write down the title of the lesson in your notebook. And it's going to be titled Unit 1, Unit 2, Lesson 6, Properties of Equality, Part 2. And you should have already done your launch form by now. It is on Classroom. And if you haven't done your launch form, don't start this video yet. Just pause, take out your headphones, go do the launch form, and then come back when you're done. When you are back, we are going to write in our notebook an opening exercise. So your opening exercise is going to say 5x minus 3 is equal to 2x plus 9. So here's what it's going to look like. Okay. So you have your unit. This page is going to be more of what your notebook should look like. So I'm going to go back and forth between the classwork, which you should have either a hard copy of it or a PDF tab open. But you have Unit 2, Lesson 6. And you're going to title the first part Opening Exercise. So you're going to follow along with me. And if you need to pause, just like in our other videos, you can go ahead and pause. We're basically going to go through the entire class through this video. So it's just you and me and your headphones. There will be little breaks in between here. Okay, let's go back and see. So look either on your hard copy or on your PDF. The problem, 5x minus 3, 2x plus 9. 5x minus 3 equals 2x plus 9. Okay, so this is the problem, and we're going to solve this in two ways. So the first way we're going to do this is we are going to take the problem 5x minus 3 is equal to 2x plus 9, and we are going to, I'm going to go back and look at the directions. I'll even highlight them. Solve for x by subtracting 2x from both sides. Okay, so let's subtract 2x from both sides, 2x. 2x. Okay, draw a bar. Here we go. 5x minus 2x is 3x. Notice my equal signs are lined up. All my numbers are lined up. Okay, then we're going to finish the problem. Well, I want to get all my variables on one side of the equation. I want to get all my numbers on the other side of the equation. So I'm going to move all my numbers on the other side of the equation. I'm going to write 3x is equal to 12. Now that I have all my numbers on one side of the equation, all my variables, this guy, on the other side, I'm going to isolate my variable. So those of you who are like, okay, I think I'm starting to get a hang of this, I want you to annotate your notes. Isolate x. That means get x by itself. Okay. So we're going to divide both sides by 3, and we're going to get x is equal to 4. Okay. Now we're going to do this another way. In the directions, it told us to do it two ways, and this side told us to subtract 2 first. And then the second side says to add 3 first. So I'm going to rewrite the problem, 5x minus 3 equals 2x plus 9. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 first. I'm going to see if, even though I did a different way, if I will still get the same answer. So I'm going to add 3, draw this line here, plus 12. And now the same thing, I want to leave all my numbers on one side and I want all my variables on the other side. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. 3x is equal to 12. Now I need to isolate x. So again, I'm going to isolate x, which means I'm going to get it by itself, which means I need to divide both sides by 3. X is equal to 4. So yes, we got the same answer, and we did it 2 different ways. So that's what your first opening exercise should look like in your notebook. Let's go back to the classwork. So either on your PDF in front of you, if you have a hard copy, or on the digital copy, You can mark off, okay, done, that opening exercise. Nice, I'm all done. Now I'm going to do an example here, and you are going to take some notes down. Now we're switching into the mode kind of like we do in video notes, where I'm just going to talk and you are going to have to write down the things that are important in your notes. Okay. Teacher example 1, the associative, I should fix that, commutative and distributive properties of addition and multiplication. Yesterday we talked about the addition property of equality, subtraction property of equality, multiplication property of equality, division property of equality, and now we're going to talk about the associative, commutative, and distributive property of addition and multiplication. We are going to use the same equation. So in your notebook, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. In your notebook, you should write down you should write down teacher example 1 in your notebook, and then you're going to write down this equation. And because we're not doing this in partner groups, because I'm not there to facilitate it, we are going to fill out the table together. So you can go ahead and pause this video and then just sketch out this table. Just take time, sketch out this video, just in your notebook, sketch it out. But you're going to write this equation up here and sketch out this table. I can wait for you. Now that you've sketched out this table, we are going to consider the equation. We're following the directions now. Part of the table is completed for you. That's very true. Complete the remaining parts of the table, then summarize the results. Let's do that. So we practiced this the day before, but we have an expression and we're going to find the result. So 1 plus -4 plus 2. 1 plus -4 is -3 plus 2, well, that's -1. Okay? Let's do the other side of the equation. 0 plus 5 plus -6 is -1. So far, so good. Now we are going to switch the underlined terms. So in your next line, you should write switch the underlined terms. And if you can't see the underlined terms, I'll make it bigger for you. We're going to switch these two terms, and we're going to switch these two terms. So now let's write it. -4 plus 1 plus 2. So -4 plus 1 is -3 plus 2, that's still -1. So we're going to switch 0 and 5. So 5 plus 0 plus -6. Do you think that the result is going to change? You can silently nod your head or shake your head right now. That's okay. 5 plus 0 is 5. Take away -6, that is still -1. Nothing changed. But we switched it. It looks different. These don't look alike. How is that? How does that? The result is the same. Good. So in the next line of your example, group the last two terms with parentheses. Okay. So it looks like what they did was they took the last two terms of the original problem and they just put parentheses around it, which means we had to do that first. So what's -4 plus 2? Well, that's -2. So what's 1 plus -2? Well, that's still -1. Oh, that's good. Nothing changed. So let's take the original problem. Whoa. Click away. Plus -6. Okay, so let's group the last two. Let's associate the last two. Oh, you like how I snuck that in there. 0 plus, let's do the parentheses first. This is -1. So 0 plus -1, that's still -1. Nice. So even though we grouped two different terms, even though we switched two terms in addition, everything we did, it didn't change the results. So in your summary, summarize the key concepts. Underneath this, you're going to write your summary, and it's going to sound something like, even though we switched terms, the results were the same. Even though we switched terms, the results were the same. Even though we grouped two different terms, the results stayed the same, which is good. Okay. I'm going to stop our first video there. That's our first summary. What's going to happen next is there's another playlist for you, and we're just going to continue our work. But while you transition to the next playlist, or as YouTube says, like, okay, we're going to go to the next video, just take a moment to breathe because we're going to continue.